Hello, everybody. Welcome back into Talk Off. It is Friday, May 5th, 2023,
The year of our Lord.
the year of shitty ass Mets teams. Holy fuck, dude. Holy shit.
They're really bad, Chris. They're really bad.
Holy shit. This team is feeble. Absolute dog shit. Like, all right. We'll get into this a little more as the show progresses, but I'm more sad than anything and angry. It's just everything that could possibly go wrong seems like it's gone wrong so far. It literally all started at that wild card game. Scherzer has never looked the same since that wild card game. Zach, I don't even know how to piece together my thoughts on this. It's just it's really hard. Like I honestly have a million things flying around my head at once. It just seems like everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong. Like everything is against us. Mother Nature, the baseball gods, nothing is good. Nothing is ever good.
Well, I will say, I also don't know what's really wrong with them. I do think that the conversations we had in the offseason about the Mets were that Steve Cohen obviously will drop money for anyone, blah, blah, blah. But when you really look back at it, outside of Justin Verlander, they really didn't add much. They added pitching. They added no one in the lineup, which is clearly hurting them right now because the lineup is slumping bad. They're looking like the Mets of the Jacob deGrom era that couldn't win a one-run start.
I disagree.
Yeah, that's what they're looking like.
Well, no, it's so I don't think the Mets offense is the issue. I think
They scored one run, Chris.
Okay, but no, they didn't score any runs today.
Yeah, and one yesterday.
Well, they scored 8 in the first game.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. They scored 6 in the first game, or 5. I'm sorry. The offense isn't the. Let me rephrase how I'm going to say this. It's the issue is timely pitching and timely offense, and neither are on sync. The offense is so unreliable. They'll break out some games for 6 to 8 runs, but those games are so rare. And if those games do happen, the pitching won't be there to back it up. I bring up Monday night when we played a doubleheader against the Braves. I talked about this on Monday's show. We lose 9-8 to the Braves. 9-8. I mean, the offense scored 8 runs and didn't win. So the offense scores 5 runs on Wednesday against the Tigers. Doesn't win. Today, the pitching showed up. I mean, Verlander, besides the first inning of this game, the pitching was fine. Verlander looked a little shaky in the first inning, gave up 2 home runs. Beyond that, it was fine. It was fine. I was happy what I saw out of Verlander. There's no real complaints out of there. The bullpen looked fine. The offense was just non-existent today. They had 3 hits. 3 hits. You can't have a competing team or you can't say you're a competing ball club when neither sides of the ball are on sync at the same time. I
honestly don't know what to say because there really isn't. And, I mentioned the hitting before, but there really isn't one thing to point at with the Mets. It's kind of like a little bit of everything. Like, it's kind of like what you said. It's they're not getting the timely plays, the If the hitting is there, the pitching's not there. If the pitching's there, the hitting's not there. And the thing I brought up about the hitting, Jeff Passan had a tweet today talking about the Mets, who have been shut out 6 times already this season in their 32 games. Last year, they were only shut out 8 times the entire season. And I feel like that just shows the huge slump that they're in. They have not hit their stride yet. And we talked about this a little bit pre-show when we were talking about who is on the Mets is playing well. You said Nimmo, we threw out Beatty, started out all right, and then Pete Alonso with the home runs. But outside of that, I personally put a future on Lindor to win MVP this season. I thought this was Lindor's season to finally be cemented in Citi Field in the Mets uniform, and he's just not performing to the quality I thought he would. The pitching staff is a huge problem. I mean, we've talked about it extensively, not on the podcast, but just in general, about Max Scherzer. He just doesn't look like the same guy. You're 100% right. He just does not look like the same guy.
Scherzer's done. Father Time has caught up with him.
He done. Just I don't know with the past couple starts, the stuff doesn't look like it used to.
Done. He's done. The All-Star the wild card game was it. That was it. Done. There's no coming back. He's done. I mean, I don't know what else. He's done. He sucks.
You can't say someone's done on May 4th.
Zach, he looks awful.
Okay, but so do a lot of people. This is a guy who's been in the league for 15 years. He knows how to pitch better than, let me tell you, he definitely knows how to pitch better than me and you and the average fucking Joe. This is a guy who's he's got to figure it out in his bullpen sessions. He's got to figure it out off of the field. I think that's what's got to happen. He can't.
He's 38 years old. He's going to be 39.
Chris, but I understand. But age, it only means so much. Just because you get 1 year older doesn't mean you automatically can't pitch.
You don't disagree from with you. He's old.
You do not go from that dominant to this bad that quickly.
I don't know, man. Something happened. I think. I mean, he's creeping up on a 6 ERA. He looked awful in spring too. That's what people are forgetting. So, and I blew over that, just kind of thinking it was spring. He would work his way out of it, but it doesn't look good.
No, I'm not going to say it looks good. It definitely doesn't look good, but
I think it's age.
I'm not going to sit here and say that I think Max Scherzer's done.
I think he's done. I think it's age. I really do. I really think this is the first time in his career that age has caught up to him, and I think it's become an oh shit moment. And I don't think necessarily, I'm not going to sit here and say that he can't turn it around, but I think he almost might have to reinvent himself as a pitcher, because what he's doing right now isn't working.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about, where this is something that he needs to figure out in bullpen sessions between starts and start adjusting. The older guys in this league, the Justin Verlanders, Max Scherzers, the Chris Sales, Clayton Kershaws, these guys have been pitching in the league for 10, 15 years. And over time, I forgot who it was, but in an interview with completely blanking on who the fucking pitcher was, but a former MLB pitcher, and they were talking about how every 3 years pretty much an MLB pitcher needs to reinvent themselves, because you have to reinvent, because guys will pick up. You got film on everyone, the amount of times people have seen you, plus you get older, so you lose velocity, you lose RPMs, you lose so much on that fastball, your curveball, everything, that a lot of these guys have to reinvent themselves every couple of years. I agree with you. I think Max Scherzer probably is going to have to reinvent himself. He is older now. If he wants to keep pitching in this league, he might have to tweak a few things that worked in his younger years that just aren't working right now. And the Mets need him to figure it out, because they are in shambles right now. And the only thing, I guess, positive about this is that, not positive, but the only spin zone I can give you is that the NL, I feel like everyone's not really playing up to their potential, besides the Pirates are way past. The Braves are playing.
The
Braves are playing to their potential, and the Diamondbacks. Besides those 3 teams, everyone else I feel like is playing below their potential. So there's still room for the Mets. They just got to hang around right
I think
now.
the division is done. Uh,
The division's done. I think it was done before the year, to be completely honest, because I
I
think the
think
Braves
Edwin
had the best
Diaz is
roster
a
in
big
baseball.
blow. I think Diaz is a big blow because we've seen it already in these games. The seventh, eighth, or ninth inning, like the bullpen just you could tell everyone kind of had to shift up a position. Like Ottavino, I don't love. I didn't love him last year as being the setup man, and I don't love him this year in the setup role. And it's just Robertson has been surprisingly fine. It's just like how many more times are we going to wheel him out there before he pisses me off? So it seems like a ticking time bomb with everyone on this team. I don't even know what needs to be addressed to fix the roster now. Like if you're uh, this reminds me a lot of the last year's Phillies. Like I could really see Buck getting fired halfway through the season if this team is playing 500 ball in June.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised because we did talk about it last episode. Some of the some of the calls he's been making have been a little bit questionable, and I wonder if Cohen finds that a little questionable too, and management for the Mets find that a little bit questionable. The way he's been using pitchers, the way I feel like he leaves guys either two batters too long or he pulls them two batters too early. It's weird. I think something's really like I don't know what's going on in Queens. I really don't. I don't know what's going on with the Mets. I think they need like I don't even know. I agree with you. I think Buck is on the hot seat right now because when you have a team that won 101 games last year and you really don't lose that much and you gain Justin Verlander and you gain Kodai Senga and you expect this team to be, if not better, at least the same as last year, and it's just not it.
Yeah, it's embarrassing honestly. Like having the highest payroll in the league and you're playing 500 baseball, it's not good. You're getting swept by the petty, stupid, fraud ass baseball team of the Washington Nationals. You get pummeled by the Tigers. Like that wasn't even a competitive series at all. So I don't know. And now we got to go play the Rockies, who are on a 3 game win streak. So it's not necessarily getting any easier for the team. It's just man, it's just like it just seems like we're getting like gut punch after gut punch. I don't know. I mean, look, Mets fans are always going to be irrational about everything. Like it got to a point where people were asking Steve to build a roof so we didn't have to play double headers. So I know that there's no one more pissed off in the world right now than Steve Cohen about how this team is performing. So I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to try to do everything in his power to steer the ship right. Not saying that he will steer the ship right, but he's going to try to press some buttons soon if this team isn't living up to its potential.
Yeah, I think 100%. I agree with you. I think Steve Cohen has shown his passion for this team and his passion for this team to be good. And if this team's not performing the way Steve Cohen wants this team to perform, Steve Cohen will pull out his wallet and make sure this team does perform the way he wants to perform. He'll get the guys here that will do what he wants. And I think he's proved that. And everyone is pretty aware that that's a high possibility if the Mets just don't turn it around, which right now it doesn't look like they're gonna.
Yeah, I think it's I think a big piece of this was a lot of people forget that DeGrom was the ace of this team, and I think going into this season, all of that weight was put on Scherzer immediately after DeGrom left. I know we signed Verlander within 10 days of Jake leaving, but it's it feels like Scherzer almost felt like he had to carry the weight of being the ace on this team, and maybe that has added to the stress of him not pitching well. Maybe he's trying to push himself to overperform and kind of be like fill Jake's shoes, which is kind of impossible to do. But I don't know. It's like I said, it's timely hitting, it's timely pitching, and neither are on the same page at you know at one singular time. So things need to start turning around. I don't know what they're going to do, but something has to be done because you can't keep playing like this. It's embarrassing.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Something's got to change, and I think it'll happen. I just don't know when and how long is Steve Cohen going to wait to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I mean we'll have to wait and see, but who knows? Because it's sad how much my mental well being is placed on this team winning baseball games. So if they could do that soon, it'd be really fucking appreciated by me.
I'm sure it would. I'm sure it would. But even though the Mets are playing a little stinky, the league goes on. And looking around the league, we had an exciting call up today in Chicago. Matt Mervis getting called up for the Chicago Cubs. This guy hits fucking dingers. It's not even funny. And he was in AAA way too long. This is a guy I talked about over the offseason when we talked about the Cubs a lot, because when you have a tandem of Eric Hosmer and Trey Mancini at first, and the year is 2023, not 2016, that's a problem. And Matt Mervis is a huge step up. Eric Hosmer, honestly, has been out to a surprising start. He started to cool off as of recently, but he over the first month he was playing not too bad at like pretty much an average player. I think maybe 100 WRC plus. But adding Matt Mervis to this Cubs lineup, who is already hitting the ball extremely well, playing extremely well, this could make the NL Central so much more interesting, because we already feel like the Pirates are going to slip, and the Cardinals, their start is just ugly. The Brewers looking like it's going to be their division to really take, but adding Matt Mervis to this Cubs lineup is so big that I think that the Cubs really I think they have the bats to do it. I think they have the bats to win 85 games and win the NL Central, because I honestly think that's all it's going to take. The only question is the pitching going to hold up, which I don't think it's going to. But with a lineup like this, Chris, it's hard to deny what they're doing in Chicago.
Yeah, well, they need a guy like Mervis now. Mervis, while he can hit for power, he can also hit for average. So I think this is an important piece to figure into the Cubs lineup. I have a little stat here. The Cubs are averaging 3.5 runs per game, and they're only hitting a $180 with runners in scoring position. And for the Iowa Cubs this year, Mervis has been absolutely raking for them. 24 games, 962 OPS, 6 homers. And if you look at last year's numbers, it just gets even better. 36 homers, 40 doubles, 119 RBIs. And we're talking about a guy who jumped from single A to triple A last year. So we're talking about a guy who about a year ago was sitting in the lower ranks of professional baseball. And today or tomorrow, did he make his debut today or is it tomorrow? He's
Tomorrow.
making tomorrow. Okay, so well today, if you're listening to this, Friday, he'll be making his debut. So this is somebody who has quickly turned around their kind of their whole game and is now kind of reaping the benefits of what I think he played 119 games, so it's like 150 games. He's played like 150 professional baseball games, and now he's up at the major league level, which is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and he's just adding to, like, I feel like the Cubs this year are just like that young scrappy team that you have to love. Like, I don't know many people who hate Dansby Swanson. I don't know many people who would hate Nico Horner. Cody Bellinger, I guess some people hated him, but I don't really think anybody hates him on the Cubs. Ian Happ. Like, this is just a bunch of lunch pail guys who are just chilling, and you just love them. Like, I
Yeah,
love
these are
the
guys
Cubs.
they're fun to watch, and they're young, and they've got some. I mean, I guess you could say Dansby Swanson and Cody Bellinger are kind of pushing that veteran leadership role.
And it's crazy to say that like two 28-year-olds are the veteran presence on this team. 28, 30-year-olds are the veterans on this team. But when you have a team so young like this with Mervis and Patrick Wisdom, Ian Happ, Nico Horner, like all these guys so young, just coming up. Let me tell you something. The Cubs are going to get better. They are going to keep getting better. And I hope this is a team that can add a pitcher at the deadline.
Yeah, it would be depending on where they're at come the deadline. It'll be interesting to see what they could do. I don't necessarily know what they'd be willing to give away. I know a lot of their top prospects they're really, really high on. So I think personally it would be difficult for them to go out there and get one of the top market guys, but you don't even necessarily need that. You just need one or two guys who can sit there, eat innings, be a middle rotation kind of person, and help them make a proper playoff push. Because if you're Chicago, you're 15-16, so things aren't going like extraordinarily well. But like I think it wouldn't be right to sit here and say that they haven't exceeded expectations. And if things break a few different ways, this could be a very different ball club.
100%. And like I said, I just think that if a couple things break the Cubs' way, I think this is a team that we could definitely see come August, September fighting for that NL Central spot with the Brewers.
I think the Central is wide open.
I really, besides the Cincinnati Reds, I think every single team could win that. And I wouldn't have said that about the Pirates, but
I still don't. I think the Cardinals are slowly, falling off into a pit of no return.
I'm with you. You can only lose so many fucking games at the beginning of the year before it eventually catches up to you and you're way too far behind. And I don't know. They're 10 games back from first place right now. They're 8.5 back from the Brewers. That's a lot of games that you have to make up. You have to come out and play some of the best baseball they've ever played. And from what they've shown this year, they're not going to do that because they can't do that. So I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that the Cubs are definitely going to make it interesting.
Yeah, no, I could not agree more, Zach.
Yeah, so also what I wanted to talk to you about is there is something terrible going on in New York, and it's not with the Mets. It's with their crosstown rivals in the Bronx. The Yankees cannot catch a break. I am looking at their injury report. It takes up my entire laptop screen.
Yeah, it's like 14 people.
I almost have to scroll. That is terrible. Luis Severino, Oswald Peraza, Harrison Bader, Rodon, Trevino, Loizaga, Judge, Colton Brewer, Tommy Canley. Don't know how to say that guy's name. Josh Donaldson, Stan, Frankie Montas, Scott Efros, Luis Gill. All of them on the shelf. And the lineup that this team is producing with IKF, Aaron Hicks, and Willie Calhoun, who has been batting fifth for the Yankees and hitting $150, who is terrible. And as a Red Sox fan, I am sitting here with my tub of popcorn and I'm loving what the Yankees are doing, because last year all the talk was fucking Red Sox are so bad. Fuck the Red Sox. They're so bad. How can this team? And every Red Sox fan was sitting there like, dude, we don't have any of our players. Every single person is hurt. Oh, fucking Red Sox suck. How does it feel now, Yankee fans, that your whole team is hurt and you're playing like dog shit because your whole team is hurt? And by whole team, I mean Aaron Judge. If Aaron Judge is playing, then they're probably winning a couple more games than they would be because he can just carry them. Without Judge and Stan and Donaldson, Bader, without all these guys, this team is so incredibly bad. Even just minus Judge, this team is so incredibly bad. Like this line, like I don't think we talk about how much this lineup revolves around Aaron Judge staying healthy
it's like
with a 6'8", 260-pound body.
it's the centerpiece of the lineup, no doubt. And if he's not in it, the team looks very different.
Like I think that is the biggest. Maybe the Red Sox are up there too, but I feel like that's like one of the biggest teams where you take one guy out of the lineup and your whole aspect about the team changes.
100%. Absolutely. And this is a Yankees team who, let's not forget, they still have Carlos Rodon injured,
Who's
and
getting
it doesn't.
setbacks every week now?
Yeah, and
Like
it doesn't look like he is going to be any healthier anytime soon.
earliest right now is June 1st.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
very earliest.
when the initial like prognosis came out of Rodon, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head when it came out that he had issues with his arm or his forearm, back. It just seems like everything. Like I want to say it was probably around March, February, probably was right
Probably,
around the start of
probably.
spring training.
Yeah, I think it was at least like I think it was like February.
And I said like mid May would be a realistic time frame for Rodon after he went down.
I think mid-May was what they were looking at when he first went down.
And
And now it's
now,
looking at like if they're lucky June 1st.
so according to the last update that I've seen here, today he underwent more tests on his back. He no longer has the issue with his pitching arm, but his back is still bothering him. So the back, obviously, you're not going to be able to throw unless if your back is right. So retroactive to when they threw him on the 60-day, the earliest he'd be able to pitch is the end of May. So let's say, for argument's sake, like you said, June 1.
There you go
So it's
again
just,
with that June 1.
yeah,
Like
that
last time you
June
said
1.
May 2.
Oh yeah, I did say May too. That's tough, dude.
Sorry, man. I just like that.
Yeah, but it just keeps seeing. It just seems like the Yankees just punch after punch. They're not getting any breaks. I don't, dude. You just got to get healthy. I mean, like I'm sitting here as a Met fan, and the majority of the team is healthy, and we're underperforming, so I can't blame it on injuries. But like the Yankees are playing right around 500 ball right now, and they do have the luxury of being able to blame it on injuries. So it's not I wouldn't say it's panic time in in the Bronx just yet, because once everyone's healthy, this is going to be a very good team. But you need to get everyone healthy. That's step number one, and then figure out the rest of the shit. You'll win ball games, like the wins will fall into place. But if you're a Yankee fan right now and you're looking around the AL Central, this week you gotta go. You gotta go to. I'm not sure if they're going to Tampa Bay or Tampa's coming to New York. I think they're going to Tampa, but it doesn't get any easier. And I mean, you still have to take into consideration that possibly by the end of this weekend, you could be 12 games out of first place. And the lead is just going to keep growing, which means when everyone's healthy in August, sure, everyone's healthy, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to cut that lead down any better.
100%.
The Rays are looking to
100%.
jump out early, too. They're looking to extend this lead as much as they possibly can and as early as they can. Because there will be a time where the Rays they'll lose their magic come the dog days of summer. They'll drop a few games, and teams will start catching up, but they want to create as much distance as they possibly can now while the bats are still working. And
100,
I
dude.
I would say
100%.
if I was a Yankee fan right now, I would personally, and I know like it's easier said than done, but essentially at this rate, your mind has to mainly be on a wild card spot, because you're you're just not, the injury outlook is not great. Tampa is playing out of their minds. I think it's a little unrealistic to expect a to come back and take the division out of their hands now.
I think it's going to be very hard for a lot of teams. Like I think the AL East is like we thought it was going to be this insane race between like 4 or 5, maybe 5 teams. I think it's right now it's all Rays, man. Like it's going to be so hard to catch the Rays. You're going to have to get them to pretty much get swept back to back for anyone to have, and then maybe you're in between, you're in like within 2 or 3 games, and then you can really pounce. But it's going to be so hard for somebody to catch the Rays with the lead that they have. 4.5 games on Baltimore. That's who's second in the league. They have 4.5 games on the second place team. 9 games right now on the last place team. The Rays are just, they're fucking soaring. And 26-6 through 32 games is ridiculous. It's like the best start ever. I mean, me and Jake were talking about this before the show. Carrie, sorry, Red Sox. Me and Jake were talking about this before the show. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Who is on their team? Like I understand Wander Franco, very good. We can talk about what he did this past week, but like he's very good. But like Brandon Lau, he had that one good season. But like who was on like Isaac Paredes, Harold Ramirez? Like they just pull guys out of their ass that you've never heard of, put them on the field, and suddenly they're all stars and they've only lost 6 games. You know how hard it is to only lose 6 out of 32 fucking games? Really hard.
You want to hear what's funny right now? And I'm sorry to change the subject completely. I'm scrolling through Steve Cohen's Twitter because I'm always curious because sometimes I'll see a tweet where someone will stumble upon a tweet that Cohen liked, and it'll be like I remember when the whole Correa shit was going down, Cohen liked a tweet like, "Hey Steve, you should really sign Correa." And I'm looking through Steve Cohen's tweets right now, and one of them is a tweet. In 1996, the Yankees had a bad road trip, so George Steinbrenner reamed them out. They promptly won a lot of games and then also won 4 World Series titles. I wonder if Steve Cohen is liking a tweet like that. Like, do you think Steve Cohen is like seeing a tweet like that and like something in his head is like, huh, like I don't like to lose either. Maybe I should fucking start burning the bridges down, laying the
No,
law.
no, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But I think if he did, it wouldn't be because he saw that tweet.
Well, like I just think like the tweet, like he liked it, and he's probably like thinking along those lines, like fuck, like losing sucks.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't know. I think I don't know. I think Twitter just makes everything confusing because Steve Cohen could have liked that by accident. Who knows? Sometimes I feel like people look too deep into Twitter, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So can we talk about Wander Franco for a second? Because I might just be like as Big Cat says, old man screaming at clouds. But dude, just throw the fucking ball. You don't need to throw it to yourself before you throw it to first. Just field it and throw it. Like what was that? I'm sorry, but like that was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Everybody's freaking out because he fucking tossed the ball to himself before he threw it. Who gives a fuck? Just make the play. No, like that actually pissed me off. Like it shouldn't piss me off, but it pissed me off so much. Like it's so annoying that an MLB player goes out there and just fucking showboats like that. Relax, bro. Just throw the ball.
I don't have that much of an issue with it. I just think it's like he's just having fun with it. I could see where people would be like, all right, like you don't need to like make a whole post about it, but I don't know. I think it's just I think it's pretty smooth. Like I think he's just like he's having fun. He's cocky. I mean, the Rays are winning. Like they've only lost 6 games this year. Like I would feel pretty good. I would feel pretty. I would feel enabled to do shit like that if I had only lost 6 games too. Like
Yeah, and like I
they must be
understand.
feeling some type of way right now.
I get that you're like the fucking hottest team in the league, and no, you feel like nobody can beat you. But I also feel like this is a 162 game season, and we've played 32 of them, and you shouldn't be acting like you're the fucking best when, like, yeah, you're the best in the league right now, but there's a long season, and I'm just like we've talked about this several times. I'm big on the just make the easy play. I'm big on like I'm kind of an old man baseball fan. I just think it would be one thing if he like tossed it, if he fielded it with his glove, tossed it from his glove into his hand, and then threw it. I would have no problem with that. But the fact that he had to take the extra effort to field it, transfer to his throwing hand, and then toss it up like this guy's so slow, I can take my fucking time, and then toss it to first, there's just no reason. You're just being a dick for no reason. And now I hate the Rays even more than I already did. And I hate Wander Franco even more than I already did, which I honestly didn't know was possible because I really hate him. But I hate a lot of the players that everybody just nonstop talks about when they haven't done shit in the league.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we
that's getting
obviously have
mad
a
with Zach.
difference of opinion on this, but um, yeah, I could see you're an old timey fan, so this makes you upset. I know.
It does. Sorry. But it does. It's just stupid. It's just there's no reason. They're just dumb. Okay. I had one ish, like, again, I say this again. I said that last episode too. One ish more things that I wanted to talk about, and they're all about the Red Sox because I just want to talk about the Red Sox because they're playing so good. Can you give me my little Red Sox time?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I wanted to have a serious conversation about the Mookie Betts trade because the Mookie Betts trade has been one of, if not the worst trade in history, and everybody is the whole thing with the Mookie Betts. How could you let him go? Blah blah blah, and we got absolutely nothing. And God, we're so good, but and we got absolutely nothing. We DFA'd Jeter Downs, and he was supposed to be one of the centerpieces of it. Blah blah blah. But there was two other guys in that trade, Alex Verdugo and Connor Wong. Alex Verdugo is out to a career start, batting 315, 26 runs scored, 5 homers, and I think 18 RBIs. His OPS is above 800. The guy is playing phenomenally, like amazing. And he's playing a gold glove right field when last year he was playing a below average left and right field. He has done everything the Red Sox have asked him to do on and more. And he is the face of the Red Sox right now. Rafi Devers is obviously the best player, but Alex Verdugo is the guy who I want hitting in the bottom of the ninth with guys on base. Alex Verdugo is the guy that leads off for this team, does everything for this team, has the most walk-offs in the league, has 8 walk-offs since he's got to the Red Sox 3 years ago, and is playing amazing. And it's not enough just to say Alex Verdugo because Mookie Betts was the best player in baseball when he got traded. Connor Wong has solidified himself as one of the best defensive catchers in the league. He has 7 defensive runs saved already this year. He has already accumulated 1.5 WAR, and his career WAR is 1. So he has already surpassed that by half WAR, and this guy is playing incredible. His defense is great. He has one of the fastest pop times in the league. He's gunning guys, and he's hitting the ball incredible. He had a 2 home run night the other night, 4 for 4, 2 home runs. And this trade doesn't look as bad as it did 4 years ago. It doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think it looks as bad as it did 4 years ago. I think when you trade a superstar, and I think this is what a lot of people like immediate reactions. It's so easy for fans to just say like, oh, like get shit on, like you guys obviously lost this trade because you're giving up a perennial MVP talent for guys who are unproven at the major league level. Of course, when you trade an MVP caliber player, automatically off the rip, everyone is going to criticize you. Everyone will criticize you. Everyone will say you lost because it's really impossible to replace an MVP caliber player with minor league players because you just don't know what you're going to get. But at the end of the day, this trade was made for a reason. Ownership, whether you think ownership was right or whether you think ownership was wrong, the trade was made for a purpose. And that purpose, I assume, was because they didn't believe that they could hold Mookie Betts for a future deal, or they just didn't see him in the future plans, whether that was budget reasons or whether they just didn't think he was going to resign. Whatever the reason may be, ownership and executives decided to move on from Mookie Betts. And I'm sure the Dodgers weren't the only team knocking on the door, but I'm sure this was the best offer at the time. And unfortunately, with guys who are, high trade value, impending free agency, you just kind of have to bite the bullet and take whatever you can get. Because God forbid the guy goes out there and hurts himself for the Red Sox in 2018 or 2019, and then what? You get nothing for him.
Absolutely. And, when this trade happened, obviously it had a lot of talk, and there was a lot of reasons why they did it. They didn't think they could lock up Bogarts, Devers, and Betts, which I understand. But now when you look at it, it looks stupid because Bogarts left. And, there was so much talk because all these, the three players, Connor Wong was so young and not very good at that point. And Jeter Downs was so young and was a high prospect in the Dodgers system. He was supposed to be very good. He was supposed to be the next shortstop for the Red Sox, and that just didn't happen. And Alex Verdugo was a below average MLB player at that point, I think playing his second year in the league for the Dodgers. So at that time, it looked so bad. Now, I'm not sitting here on May 4th, 2023 and telling you that I'd rather Connor Wong and Alex Verdugo than Mookie Betts. Definitely not saying that. I would much rather Mookie Betts be on this team. I'm just saying that when you look back at this trade, it looks much better now that Alex Verdugo is really coming into his own and figuring out what the Red Sox need him to do on a daily basis. And when you have Connor Wong playing the great defense that he is and still hitting about 300 already, which is phenomenal for a catcher. He also brings speed to the base paths, and he's very athletic behind the plate. So I'm in a very happy spot with my team because I don't want to. I'm not trying to rub it in your face as a Mets fan going through some woes,
right.
but
You can rub whatever you want.
the Red Sox have been playing quite well. They have the longest active win streak in the MLB right now in the AL at 5 games. They are up 8-1 right now in the fifth inning against the Blue Jays in a 4-game set. About to sweep the Blue Jays, which is huge. Red Sox in this series hopefully going to go from last place to third place in the AL East. We're climbing, baby. This team has the MLB's best record since April 14th at 13-6. They are 7-3 in series. 7-3 in series. They have scored six or more runs in their last 5 games. They hold the AL wildcard spot, the third one. They're third in the MLB in runs scored and OPS. This team is playing amazing, and I have to attest it all, honestly, to the coaching of Alex Cora, because this offseason, Alex Cora took this team aside and basically said, we are going to try to change our fucking philosophy. We are going to sit there and we are going to take as many pitches as possible, and we are going to not strike out. Everyone on the team has a phenomenal approach to the plate right now. Jarren Duran, a guy who came up last year, supposed to be a great prospect for the Red Sox, plays like absolute dog shit. Now he's top 5 in the AL in doubles, and he's played 3 weeks less than everybody else. He's playing amazing, batting 400 over a month, 400.
Yeah,
and this is a guy who literally last year when he stepped on the field, I was throwing up. And now he's holding down center field. He's hitting the ball. This team is just making me so happy, and I can't wait till it all crumbles. But Alex Cora has done his job with this team. They have the second lowest strikeout rate in the MLB. They have one of the one of the middle of the pack walk rates, one of the best averages, one of the best run scored. They're stealing a couple bases too here and there, which I love to see. So this team is on the up and up, and do not count out the Boston Red Sox. This is obviously a bridge year where they're not really trying to do too much. The pitching staff is terrible, but
Oh, hey, I'm rooting for you.
if you turn on a Red Sox game, you are going to see a lot of runs and a lot of hits.
Yeah, man, I'm rooting for the Sox. I told you, like, Mets and Sox have no beef. I'd say that the Red Sox are my favorite American League team. So I'm pumped. I'm going to a Sox game with Zach, with co-host Zach in exactly 8 days from now. So I will be repping my Boston Red Sox hat, which I, little known fact, got at Fenway South in 2013.
Wow.
I've had that hat for like 9 years.
Jesus.
So cool. Yeah, I went there the first year Fenway South. They built Fenway South actually.
Well, that's lit.
Yeah, it's a I don't know if you've been down there, but highly recommend.
We will. Oh, I have actually.
You have?
We will.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was there. My grandparents live close to there, so we were there the year Bobby V managed the team.
That's a bad year to go, but
Well, it was spring training, so it was a lot of hype around Bobby V at the time.
that's true. That's true.
There was a lot of, like, people forget Bobby V came over from playing in was it the Japanese league he was
I think
managing in?
so. I think
And
so.
dude, like his teams were legit over there. He would win every year over there.
Yeah, he definitely didn't do that for the Red Sox, but I'm
No,
happy that we
no.
had that year because that had
Did
made
he
us hire
ban
John
booze in the
Farrell.
locker room? Wasn't that the thing he
Something
did?
stupid like that. He was the one of the worst managers of all time.
There
Of
was definitely a
all
Red Sox
time.
manager who banned booze, and and then after they banned the booze, it was the team started playing like shit.
Well, it's probably Bobby Valentine then.
Probably Bobby V.
Yep, he gets fired
Did
next year. World Series. Thank you,
did
John
invent the
Farrell.
rap though.
Did invent the rap. Thank you, Bobby V. I love a good chicken Caesar wrap.
Hero, not the hero we need, but the rap we deserve.
100%. God, I love Bobby V. Also, not a bad restaurant. Really bad service, though.
Really bad service.
Really
If
bad
you're ever looking to
service.
kill, if you're
Cool
ever
idea.
if you're ever in Connecticut and you're looking to kill about 4 or 5 hours, go have a meal at Bobby V's.
Yeah, that's true.
It'll kill time like no one's business.
It's a really cool idea with the whole sports gambling and stuff like that. But
I've never said this about a restaurant before, but like I think they could be a restaurant where it could be self-serve.
that would be cool, like a buffet, like a Golden Corral.
Oh, dude. Dude,
Wait, Jake.
I've been to a Golden Corral before, and just let me tell you, brother,
Yeah,
get
well, I
your
don't know why.
toilet paper ready.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that, Jake.
Yes.
So since you're my computer man, app idea that I was going to tell you about. Are you ready?
Let's hear it. Yeah, let's hear
Dude, I'm telling you, like, well, okay, so I told it to, who did I tell it to? I don't remember. I told it to someone and they were like, wow, that was a great idea. And I was like, right? And they were like, I would totally use that. And I was like, I know. And I told it to my mom and she was like, Zach, that's really dumb. So let's see what, well, she didn't say that, but just like the face she gave
it.
me
Got
was
the
like,
vibe.
yeah, I got the vibe she was not feeling it. Here's my app idea. Ready? So I want to invent an app that when you open it, right? It's got the temperature and like with like your weather app, all your weather stuff. It's got that, but along with that, based off the weather, it tells you what to wear. Like if you should wear shorts, pants, like you should add a sweater today. You should add a vest because it's a little chilly. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, like wind and like, or like you could put in like how long you're gonna be out, so it tells you like for nighttime.
Exactly. And then like you can input information like when it has the weather and it'll be like it was 60 degrees, this much wind, this much precipitation chance, and then like
You know what you should call it?
what?
Like you should call it sundress. Like a like a play on the
word sundress.
yeah, like on the clothing article sundress.
Well, I gotta see if Jake can do it first, and then you can like input like, yeah, it was this out today, and I wore this. So next time it's like that, it'll be like, oh, last time it was like this, you wore this.
Dude, that would
No,
actually be a
so-
really good name now that I'm thinking about it. Like, oh, did you check sundress? What to wear today?
I kind of do like the name. I do like the idea. You could probably make it even better with AI too, to just like
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
it'll learn your patterns and yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was feeling. Like you just input for like a week or two, but like the problem is like a week or two you don't really get that many different temperatures. But like because I think it was when we went to the Yankee game or whatever. I was like, it's like 60 degrees, but I was like 65, but I was like, it's not that sunny. So I was like, sometimes in 65, I might
Dude,
wear shorts and a t-shirt,
yeah.
or I might wear pants and a sweatshirt. But like, it's two different 65s.
No,
I want
no,
an app that tells me, Zach, today's a cold 65. You need to wear a sweatshirt.
100%, dude. It's like as a guy, it's so slept on how difficult it is to decide between pants and a t-shirt or long sleeves and shorts. That is really hard to decide a lot of the times.
I low key agree. I run into that decision a lot.
Dude, it's tough. It's tough out there. People
What
don't
do you
realize.
think is what do you think is a harder decision? Like so Zach, like what you said when it's like let's push the temperature up a little bit, like 75. But you know
Okay.
how it could be like a cool 75?
Yeah.
Or if it's like really cold in the winter and you're like, do I wear the jacket out
That's what I'm saying.
or do I just try to freeze until I get into a bar?
Dude, this is what I'm saying.
But what do you think is the harder decision? Because I actually don't know. Because like both you're cold, but 75 is more manageable. But it could also be like so cold in the summer where I need a sweatshirt and sweatpants. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
But also in the winter, it could either be like cold enough where it's like I can stand in this line outside of a bar without a jacket, or like I really need a jacket right now.
That's what I'm saying. And I like Jake's idea. We can add we shouldn't be putting this on the internet. Cut all
I'm just
this,
telling
Jake.
you, sundress is the
We-
best name for this app.
Like just like Jake said, like we use like AI, so like you can literally open the app and be like, I'm going to the bar tonight, might have to wait in a line, might be outside a little bit. What do you think I should wear? And it would be like, boom. I think you should wear jeans, jacket, boom, vest. You know what I mean?
Or
Dude,
what if you made it kind of like not
someone
like,
give me $1 billion.
or what if you made it a little social media-y where people were already out and about and they put like and they could put their feedback like,
Dude,
oh,
like
it
be
is cold
real,
out.
but with clothes and stuff, like with
Yes,
weather.
because I always want to know,
Dude,
like, if I'm
all
going
right,
out
how
with
do you?
people, if I'm going out with
How do
people, like, I always will text them and be like, yo, like, is pants the move tonight, or are we going shorts?
How do I trademark an idea? An idea.
Can we just bleep this whole 3-minute?
Oh, it's
conversation
$50. Not doing it. Please, nobody steal my idea.
out? You're gonna.
I
steal
call
that.
Jake as my programmer, though. So if you're friends of me and you're thinking about stealing my idea, I already called Jake as my programmer. You can't take him. So yeah, that's my
Jake gets
idea.
an email from a guy in Belgium. In
Does he
Brussels.
still listen?
I don't know, Brussels guy. Can you email us?
He does. Well, he definitely downloads. I don't know if he listens. I saw the other day he's downloaded every episode.
Let's ride, dude.
I want.
Fucked
Okay.
us so heavily.
Please, if you're out there, email us, find us on social media, talk off pod,
You will
DM
be-
us.
Can we
do
have him on as a
something.
guest?
We would love to have you on as a guest. We will pay you. I will pay you
No,
$50.
no. We won't pay. We won't pay you.
No, I
but
will.
you-
I will.
Okay, Zach
'Cause
will
I
pay
need
you.
I
won't
need to
pay
meet
you.
this guy. I need to meet this guy. I hope it's not someone using a VPN. That would suck.
That would suck.
I
would
originally
really-
thought it was me because I use a VPN sometimes, but I don't download it from there and I still I don't even.
Can you
definitely-
imagine
if
if
Jake,
someone's
if it's-
listening to
if
this
it's
right now?
you.
If you're still listening to this episode, like fucking hats off to you, dude.
Hey, mom. All right. What do you say we get into some picks?
Let's do it.
Powered by Riverside.
All right, picks for Friday, May 5th. And we also all right, so let's do our picks for Friday the 5th, and then after we go around, let's do the Sunday Night Baseball picks. So let's do picks first, and then we'll preview Sunday Night Baseball, give our picks, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. Zach, Friday pick.
All right, this is a tough one Friday. We got some real tough matchups. I'm going to go with the super late slate. I'm going to go to San Francisco. Sean Manaea taking on Corbin Burns. I'm going to take the Milwaukee Brewers and Corbin Burns in this one in San Francisco. Listen, Sean Manaea fucking sucks, and the Milwaukee Brewers will hit 3 home runs in this game off Sean Manaea. Mark my words. Corbin Burns has a 4 ERA, but he's 3-1 when the Brewers are 3-1 when he starts. I think that Corbin Burns needs to hone in, figure it the fuck out, and kick the shit out of the San Francisco Giants on Friday. I'm taking the Brewers.
Producer Jake.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with NHL. I'm 0-3 in the playoffs on the pod, so that's pretty unfortunate. But we're going to go with the Carolina Hurricanes tomorrow, Friday night, or I guess tonight if you're listening.
Good pick.
Fuck the Devils. The Devils are frauds. The Rangers were frauds, and the Devils would look just as bad as us. The Devils looked awful the other night. If the Hurricanes lose, then I'm cursed because I don't even know. But that's my pick.
I am going NBA playoffs here. I am going Celtics -2 against the Sixers in Philly, baby.
That's a great pick because the Celtics own the Sixers in Philly.
Correct. Yeah, I'm on like week 3 now of my Celtics fandom, and it's awesome. It's great being a Celtics fan. We're gonna win tomorrow night. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Absolutely. And just so everybody out there knows, we will have the NBA insider Jack back on.
Yes, we will. We will, absolutely. 100%. All right, Sunday Night Baseball. I know this is our season long series. So Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers at Padres this Sunday night on ESPN. Pitching matchup is a good one. Blake Snell against Julio Urias. 2 guys who both honestly have Cy Young potential. So this is going to be an interesting one. I'm not off to the hottest start in this segment. Let's just say that. I am an early contender for the punishment. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I think I'm gonna read out right now. I have the
it's a long season, don't worry.
Yeah, I have the standings right now in front of me. So Zach is 2-3 so far on Sunday Night Baseball picks. Jake is 3-2, and I am an impressive 0-5. So yeah. So
we're proud of you. You're trying.
So, yeah, I'm definitely trying. So, all right. So, what do
You're right, Jake.
What? Sorry.
0-5. It's almost as It's pretty much as impressive as going 5-0.
No, seriously, like it's actually concerning how bad I am at this.
All right. Does anybody want to give theirs first?
I will. I'm going Dodgers. James Outman, Rookie of the Year. He's probably gonna hit 6 home runs. Bats. So,
Jake loves James Outman.
I love him.
You know, Jake has had two really good quotes in the show, and I think one of them was right there. And I also think the night that the Yankees went down 9-0 in the first inning, Jake just goes, "Well, I mean, the Judge is going to hit a 9-run homer anyway."
Such a Jake comment too.
No,
Just
it's
to be like,
perfect.
doesn't fucking matter. Judge is gonna hit a 9-run home run. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm going with Slam Diego on this one. I think the Padres are going to show out on Sunday Night Baseball. They have been a slow team this year to start off, but since Tatis has come back, it's kind of lit a fire underneath everyone's ass. So I'm going with the Padres on this one. I think the home team takes it.
Dude, this is really hard because I've been thinking Dodgers this whole time. The whole time I've been like, I'm going Dodgers, I'm going Dodgers, I'm going Dodgers. But now I'm thinking Julio Urias is a lefty. They got Bogarts, they got Machado, they got Tatis, all righties. I'm gonna go Padres. I'm gonna go Padres. I'm gonna
Let's
go. I know the
ride.
Dodgers are gonna win
Let's
now, but I'm
ride.
gonna go Padres. I'm gonna kick myself if I don't and they win. So it's whatever. Now either way, I'm gonna lose and I'm gonna be pissed either way. So I'm gonna go Padres because they're at home. They have to eventually win a game that Blake Snell starts. So why not?
Yeah, and let's not forget, Zach, the following week is Cardinals Red Sox on Sunday Night Baseball. So we will get our first taste of the Red Sox on national TV, on ESPN at least.
Exciting. We'll be at the game
Absolutely.
the day before.
We
Scope
will
it out.
be. We will. Scouting it out.
I'll scout.
I'll scout. I'll fucking scout the shit. Here at first, I will present to everybody on the Monday, the 15th show, a full review of the Fenway Park hot dog.
Yeah, Fenway Franks are fucking phenomenal. So it's going to be a great review. Also,
I'm gonna suck down 8 of them.
Can I just say that Reese McGuire is hitting like 380, and I have never seen a person hit so many bloopers in my entire. Every single hit that he gets is off the end of the bat or off the handle, and it just bloops right over the fucking infield, and it's amazing. Okay, roulette.
Okay, so
Numbers.
if everyone knows, we
numbers.
each pick our. So yeah, for anyone who missed
32.
last Thursday's show, we hit our number. Now we're on to everyone picking your own numbers. Now Zach picked 32.
32.
I got 22.
I'm going 2. Fuck it.
I wanted you to go 12.
All right, here we go.
32, 32, 32, 32.
No, 27.
Ah.
That's what we hit. Damn.
Yo, 27, yo. So
Yeah, 27, 27. Yeah, it'll stay
yo.
like that forever.
27, yo. All right,
27,
well,
yeah.
that is our show for Friday, May 5th. Have a good weekend, everyone. We will see you on Tuesday.
Bye.